I hope y'all know what song this is here. If you're a little bit younger, that's okay. We won't judge you based on your age, but we're gonna have to educate you on one of the greatest all-American Thanksgiving songs there ever has been on this side of the United States. All the United States. All of North America, really. The song's by Arlo, Guthrie. It's called Alice's Restaurant. You can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. You can get anything you want at Alice's here restaurant. Just walk right in, it's around the back. It's just a half a mile from the railroad track. You can get anything you want at Alice's restaurant. Now it all started 2 Thanksgivings ago. It was 2 years ago on Thanksgiving when my friend and I went up to visit Alice at the restaurant. But Alice doesn't live in the restaurant. She lives in the church nearby the restaurant in the bell tower with her husband Ray and Foxy the dog. Now living in the bell tower like that, they got a lot of room downstairs where the pews used to be. And having all that room, seeing as how they took out all the pews, they decided that they didn't have to take out their garbage for a long time. Well, we got up there and we found all the garbage in there, and we decided it'd be a friendly gesture for us to take the garbage down to the city dump. So we took a half a ton of garbage, put it in the back of a red VW microbus, took shovels and rakes and implements of destruction, and headed on toward the city dump. Well, when we got there was a big sign and a chain across the dump saying closed on Thanksgiving. We ain't never heard of a dump closed on Thanksgiving before, and with tears in our eyes we drove off into the sunset looking for another place to put the garbage. We didn't find one until we came to the side of a road, and off the side of that road there was another 15-foot cliff, and at the bottom of the cliff there was another pile of garbage. We decided that one big pile is better than 2 little piles, and rather than bring theirs ones up, we decided to throw ours down. So that's what we did. Drove back to the church and had Thanksgiving dinner that couldn't be beat, went to sleep and didn't get up until the next morning when we got a phone call from some Officer Opie. Said, "Kid, found your name on an envelope at the bottom of a half a ton of garbage and just wanted to know if you had any information about it." And I said, "Yes, sir, Officer Opie, I cannot tell a lie. I put that envelope under that garbage there." And after speaking to Opie for about 45 minutes on the telephone, we finally arrived at the truth of the matter and said that we had to go down and pick up the garbage and also had to go down and speak to him at the police officer's station. So we got in the red VW microbus with the shovels and rakes and implements of destruction and headed on toward the police officer's station. But now, friends, there's only 1 or 2 things that Opie could have done at the police officer's station. The first was he could have given us a medal for being so brave and honest on the telephone, which wasn't very likely, and we didn't expect it. But the other thing was he could have bawled us out and told us never to be seen driving around garbage in the vicinity again, which is what we expected. But when we got to the police officer's station, there was a third possibility that we hadn't even counted upon. We was both immediately arrested, handcuffed. I said, "Opie, I don't think I can pick up the garbage with these handcuffs on." He said, "Shut up, kid. Get in the back of the patrol car." And that's what we did. Sat in the back of the patrol car, drove down to the, quote, scene of the crime, unquote. I want to tell you about the town of Stockbridge, Massachusetts real quick, where this all happened here. They got 3 stop signs, 2 police officers, and 1 police car. But when we got to the scene of the crime, there was 5 police officers, 3 police cars, being the biggest crime of the last 50 years, and everybody wanted to be in the newspaper story about it. They was using up all kinds of cop equipment that was hanging around the police officer station there. They was using plastic tire tracks, footprints, dog-spilling prints. They took 27 8x10 colored glass photographs with circles and arrows and paragraph on the back of each one explaining what each one was to be used as evidence against us. To the pictures of the approach, the getaway, the northwest corner, the southwest corner, and that's not to mention the aerial photography. Well, after the ordeal, we went back to the jail. Opie said he was going to put us in the cell. He said, "Kid, I'm putting you in the cell. I want your wallet and your belt." I said, "Opie, I can understand you want my wallet so I don't have any money to spend in the cell, but what do you want my belt for?" And he said, "Kid, we don't want any hangings." I said, "Opie, do you think I was going to hang myself for littering?" Opie said he was making sure, friends Opie was, because he took out the toilet seat so I couldn't hit myself over the head and drown. He took out the toilet paper so I couldn't bend the roll down the paper and have an escape out the back. Opie was making sure. It was about 4 or 5 hours later that Alice, remember Alice? The song about Alice. Alice came by with a few nasty words to Opie on the side, bailed us out of jail. We went back to the church, had another Thanksgiving dinner that couldn't be beat, didn't get up until the next morning when we all had to go to court. We walked in, sat down. Opie came in with 27 8x10 colored glass pictures with circles and arrows and a paragraph on the back of each one. Sat down. The man came in and said, "All rise." We all stood up. Opie stood up with 27 8x10 colored glossy paragraphs with, and the judge walked in, sat down with the C&I dog. He sat down, we sat down, and then Opie looked at the C&I dog. And then after 27 8x10 colored glossy pictures with the circles and arrows and a paragraph on the back of each one explaining what each one was to be used as evidence against us, and looked back at the C&I dog. And then back at the 27 8x10 colored glossy pictures with circles and arrows and paragraph on the back of each one, and began to cry because Opie came to the realization that it was just a typical case of American blind justice and there was nothing he could do about it. And the judge wasn't going to look at those 27 8x10 colored glossy pictures with the circles and arrows and a paragraph on the back of each one explaining what each one was to be used as evidence against us. We was fined $50 and had to pick up the garbage in the snow. But that's not what we're here to tell you about. We come to talk about the draft. Now, they got a building down in New York City in a town called Whitehall Street, where you walk in, you get injected, inspected, detected, infected, neglected, and selected. I went down to get my physical examination one day, and I walked in, I sat down and got good and drunk the night before, so that I looked and felt my best when I went in that morning. Because I wanted to look like the all-American kid from New York City. Man, I wanted to feel like the all-American kid. I was the all-American kid from New York, and I walked in, I sat down, I was hung down, brung down, hung up, and all kinds of mean, nasty, ugly things. And I walked in and sat down, and they gave me a piece of paper. It said, "Kid, see the psychiatrist room 604. I went up there and I said, "Shrink, I want to kill. I want to kill. Kill! I want to see blood going guts and veins in my teeth. Eat dead, burnt, buried bodies. Kill! I started jumping up and down, yelling, "Kill! He started jumping up and down with me, and we was both jumping up and down, yelling, "Kill! And the sergeant came in, pinned the medal on me, sent me down the hall, and said, "You're our boy." I didn't feel too good about it. And I proceeded on down, getting more injections, inspections, detections, neglections, and all kinds of stuff that they was doing to me there. And I was there for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. I was there for a long time, going through all kinds of mean, nasty, ugly things, and I was just having a tough time there. And they was inspecting, injecting every single part of me, and there was even no part of me untouched. Walked in, sat down after a whole big thing there, and I walked in and said, "What do you want?" He said, "Kid, we only got one question for you. Have you ever been arrested?" So I proceeded to tell him the story of Alice's Restaurant Massacre with full orchestration and 5-part harmony and stuff like that and all the phenomena, and said, "Stop it right there," and said, "Kid, did you ever go to court?" So I proceeded to tell him the story of the 8x10, 27 8x10 colored glossy photographs with the circles and arrows and the paragraph on the back of each one. He stopped me right there and said, "Kid, I want you to sit down on the bench that says Group W." Now, kid. I walked over to the Group W bench there, and Group W is where they put you if you may not be moral enough to join the army after you've committed a special crime. There was all kinds of mean, nasty, ugly looking people on the bench there. They had mother rapers, father stabbers, father rapers sitting right there on the bench next to me, and they was mean and nasty and ugly and horrible crime type guys sitting on the bench next to me. And the meanest, ugliest, nastiest one, the meanest father raper of them all was coming over to me. And he was mean and ugly and nasty and all kinds of terrible things. He said, "Kid, what'd you get?" I said, "I didn't get nothing. I had to pay $50 and pick up the garbage." He said, "What were you arrested for, kid?" And I said, "Littering." They all moved away from me on the bench there. Mean, hairy eyeball and all kinds of mean, nasty things, till I said, "Hey, creating a nuisance." And they all came back, shook my hand, and we was having a great time on the bench talking about crime, mother stabbing, father rape, and all kinds of groovy things that we was talking about on the bench there. And we was fine, we was smoking cigarettes, and the sergeant came over, said, gave us a piece of paper in his hand, held it up and said, "Kids, this piece of paper got 47 words, 37 sentences, 38 words, 51, want to know the details of the crime, the time, and other kinds of things you got to know to say, and I want to know the crimes and the details of the arresting officer's name, and any other kind of things you got to say," and talked for about 45 minutes. Nobody understood a word that he said, but we had fun filling out the forms and playing with the pencils on the bench there, and I filled out the Massacre with the 4-part harmony, and I wrote it down there just like it was, and everything was fine, and I put down the pencil, and I turned it over on the piece of paper there on the other side, in the middle of the other side, away from everything else on the other side, in parentheses, capital letters, quotated, read the following words: "Kid, have you rehabilitated yourself?" I went over to the sergeant and said, "Sergeant, you got a lot of damn gall to ask me if I've rehabilitated myself. I mean, I mean, I'm just sitting here on the bench. I'm just sitting here on the Group W bench. Cause you want to know if I'm moral enough to join the army. Burn women, kids, houses, and villages after being a litter bug. You looked at me and said, kid, we don't like your kind. We're gonna see your fingerprints off to Washington. And friends, somewhere in Washington enshrined in some little folder is a study of black and white of my fingerprints. The only reason I'm singing this song to you now is because you may know somebody in a similar situation, or you may be in a similar situation. And if you are in a situation like that, there's only one thing you can do, and that's walk right up to your shrink wherever you are. Just walk in and say, shrink. Say, shrink, say these words. You can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. And walk out. You know, if one person, just one person does it, they may think he's really sick and they won't take it. And if two people do it in harmony, they might think that they're both a couple of faggots and they won't take either of them. And three people do it. Can you imagine that? There's three people walking in a bar, singing about Alice's Restaurant, walking out. They may think it's an organization. Can you imagine 50 people, I said 50 people a day walking in, singing a bar of Alice's Restaurant, walking out. And friends, they may think it's a movement. And that's what it is. The Alice's Restaurant anti-massacring movement. And all you got to do is join and sing the next time it comes around here on the guitar. With feeling. So wait for it to come on the run of the guitar again and sing it when it does. Now get ready, because here it comes. 1, 2, 1, ready, go. You can get anything you want. Alice's Restaurant. You can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. Just walk right in, it's around the back. It's just a half a mile from the railroad track. You can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. That was horrible. If you want to end war and stuff, you gotta sing loud. Now we've been at this song for almost about 15-25 minutes, and I can sing it again for another 15-25 minutes. I'm not proud or tired. So we'll wait till it comes around again, and this time with 4-part harmony and feeling. We're just gonna wait for it to come around, and that's what we're doing. Alright now. Y'all ready for this? And I hope you've been paying attention to the lyrics, because they go a little something just like this. At Alice's Restaurant, accepting Alice, you can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. I said walk right in, it's around the back. It's just a half a mile from the railroad track. You can get anything you want at